All right, guys, welcome back to the channel, Make Money Trucking. So I was going to do a quick live stream looking at some more trucks. Just going to wait for some people to get in here. Basically, we're looking at some Peterbilt 389s. So now we're going to be looking at probably some Kenworths.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel.
I will bring the screen up here. So I want to do this more regularly, probably, I don't know, every other day, couple times a week, just looking at truck prices and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm going to look at some new trucks today. Today we're going to be looking at Kenworths. I think we're going to do all models and see if what kind of pops up. Mostly we're going to be looking at newer trucks. And also, you know, for my own self-interest. That is a good looking truck right there. Kind of pricey though. 1,000,000 miles, 600 horsepower. What year is it? I'm getting off track. We not come here to look at used trucks. That is a really good looking truck. That's like one of my favorite body styles is that right there. All right. Do year low to high. And it did this the other day too. Just going to reset this page. So I was told that the W900s are no longer like this body style here. Everything's going to be W990s. So I guess this is going to be like the last year. 2025, maybe 2026 will be the last year to get the classic W900. That's what I've heard. Don't hold me to that. I don't know if that's 100% fact, but I was told that by a company. And I mainly wanted to kind of compare what, you know, the top of the line or what's considered in the industry to be top of the line, you know, by all the super truckers, how the Kenworth W9 prices compare to like the Peterbilt 389/379, you know, variant. Basically long nose, you know, over the road trucks, you know, what they kind of go for, what the difference is. And right here, this is let's see how this truck is set up for $235,000. See what we get here. And by far, you know, I just love this interior right here. I've driven many of these trucks, and I'm kind of surprised I have not owned one yet. I've came close to buying 2 or 3 of them, but then, you know, something always falls through or whatnot on the deals. So And this isn't heavy spec, so, but that's fine for, your typical just new over the road truck. Yeah, I really wonder if they're correct when they told me that this is the last year for these. Let's continue looking. One example is not enough examples to see where we're at. I see a lot of these with, these, custom, I don't want to say a custom paint job, but a custom like looking paint job. They're pretty nice looking. If I were to be mostly, I would look for this setup if I was going to be, going across country or living out of the truck for sure. Pretty nice setup here. It's fully loaded. Let's see, we got the 565 horse, 18 speed. And it's got pretty much everything you'd want. Let's look here. Day cab for, well, what the heck? We put in sleeper trucks, so yes, they slipped one in. Let's see here. Sleeper trucks. We're going to go ahead and do another thing real fast. I forgot to put in do all Cummins. Wow, that's shocking. There's some Detroit. And Caterpillar, I don't know how that's possible, but we'll look at that in a second. So we're going to do Cummins, and then we're going to do basically if I can find it here. Transmission, manual transmission. We'll apply that just so that we don't have to worry about automatics showing up because I don't care about automatics. All right, so here we go. $32,000 for this 2025. It's got that, old school flat top look to it. Not very functional. I kind of want to see what they do with the inside of these nowadays. I mean, it's a classic, good looking truck. I don't know so much about the red frame with the white. I guess that could look good, but I would rather have it black. All right, let's see what the... Okay, so they're not going to show us what the sleeper looks like. Only dang reason I went into this. All right, well, we'll continue on. Now, this is a big truck. I mean, it's got a big sleeper on it, but it does have the 605 horsepower Cummins. So that is good. I like that. This is a truck you'd want to do long haul with. No question about it. Just put a cattle guard on the front of this thing to protect your front end, and you are ready to go. I'm actually kind of shocked that Kenworth doesn't put LEDs. I mean, I might be speaking too fast here. Let's look here. Let's see. I mean, there's tons of aftermarket options to make these LEDs, but I'm kind of shocked that they don't offer an LED option from the factory. Like I'm surprised Kenworth didn't partner up with somebody in the industry to put LEDs in. But I guess Western Stars, same thing, like the 4900s and I think Can't remember what other model. I think it's 4700. Same thing. I mean, even like the Freightliner Coronados, like my trucks, they've got the 7-inch circular halogen light. They actually started making those LEDs from the factory. I think I might be mistaken on that, but I think they did start doing that. So that's kind of a shocker that for a truck of this caliber, they don't at least put some LED headlights in there for you. They left them halogen, which is kind of shocking if you think about it, for $259,000. But I mean, I imagine this truck is loaded. Oh, it's got the couch. Yeah, it's got the Icon sleeper. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, this is a good option. I mean, it's pricey, obviously, but we're just looking at prices here. Where's window shopping? So, oh, nice. It's actually got heavy rears. Yeah, this is absolutely like the perfect truck for like, long haul application that, dang, it has a 46,000 pound. Man, I might be looking to buy this truck. This is set up. I like the big sleeper, but I don't plan on staying in the big sleeper for too long. So, I mean, this might be the truck for me, honestly. I mean, it's got everything. Yeah, it's got the heavy suspension. Dang, I didn't think it would have heavy suspension. Big horsepower. Like I said, just needs a cattle guard up front, and they'll be ready to go. But anybody that's looking to do like over the road heavy haul, I mean, as long as you don't need a drop axle, this is a good truck for that. For sure. Dang, it's set up nice. This is how I would spec out a truck. I'm in debates on, whether I'm definitely want a drop axle or not, but this is a good option. Let's keep looking. So far, there has been the Kenworths have been around pretty similar pricing. I mean, I've only looked at three examples so far, but we looked at a lot more, 389 Peterbilts the other day. And none of these have pictures or call for price when you do get a picture. So, we're going to look at this. This is a good example. Let's see what this 234. This one has a drop axle. I don't know. Let's see. It's got the smaller sleeper. Very small sleeper, actually. But it's all loaded out. And this is 234,000. So it's a lot of these prices, comparatively, obviously the market's going to match each other. I don't see why Peterbilt and Kenworth wouldn't try to match each other as far as pricing goes, whether that's high price or low prices. Unfortunately, this market is stupid because it really sucks that, if Kenworth was a company that was trying to do good by its consumer, and then Peterbilt comes out and for a very similar identical product, they're getting more money for it instead of and this is just examples. I'm not saying either of these companies do this, but they do it, but not specifically in this situation. If company A wants to do good by its consumers and give you a $200,000 product and still make money, but then you have company B that comes out and for a very similar product, they start selling a product for $250,000. It's unfortunate that in this day and age, in this time, that instead of company A continuing to do good by their customer and sell for $200,000, they're going to look at company B that's selling for, 250, and company A is automatically going to match company B's price. Now, I get it. It's free market, so they can do whatever they want, but it just sucks that, you'd hope that, a company would not just raise their price because another company is getting high price as well. But it does work in the reverse fashion though as well. If you're selling a product for 200,000 and your competitor or comparable person in the marketplace is selling it for 150, that company will then start to lower their price. So I guess it works in both ways. But right now we've kind of only seen the uptick where, unfortunately, they're so what I'm getting at here is that basically I guess I shouldn't have expected Kenworth to be any different of price or any, I shouldn't have expected anything less, for Kenworth to be any different than Peterbilt since they're such similar competitors in the market. Which I guess I didn't. I just was, maybe wondering because, the Peterbilts are getting pretty expensive there for a while. They've come down, but they've come down to the similar prices to the Kenworth. So about the same right now. So let's see here. Once again, this website is not going back to the place that it was doing this the other day too, where we had to go back through all these pages again because it didn't go back to where we were. So I guess, my rambling there, it's not shocking to see that the Kenworths are very, very similar price to the Peterbilts within the same spec trucks, long nose hood, the same motor, same transmissions, both are made, partnership with PACCAR. So I guess it makes sense. Here's more of that, like more custom style-ish paint job. 245. But I mean, I am that's good to see that. I mean, they were up at 280. I mean, we did see some Peterbilts the other day were 289, or was it 269? 289 or 269? And no, it was 289 because I made the joke that the 389 is going to be $389,000 here soon. So it was 289. So I haven't seen Kenworth that high yet. I'm sure they're priced out there. But they were asking 300, 350 for some of those light trucks. So I guess they've both kind of come down on their pricing a little bit. Not a lot, but 40 grand is better than nothing, I guess. But I would argue, and some also argue, that was way too high in the first place. When a new truck, pre all the craziness happening, was $200,000 or $180,000 or maybe $160,000. I mean, I expect it. I know I'm gonna get some comments, in the comment section saying how much lower they got theirs, 5 years ago. But I'm talking, 3, 4, 5 years ago, what a new truck cost. Let's see here. So it looks like 245 is about like sub 250. Let's see here. Let's look at this truck. Now this is a good looking truck right here. 237,000. So this one's 10,000 cheaper than the other ones. Let's see. It's got the 605 big horsepower Cummins. Let's see if there's a reason for that or not. Yeah, very, very nice truck. Low key, I always kind of wanted to get one of these, but just haven't done it yet. 18 speed. It's got it. I don't know why you'd spec a truck like this and only go for the AG 380 suspension. I don't know why you just get the AG 400, which is basically 40,000 pound suspension. That's pretty much industry standard. I don't know why they ordered a truck with 38,000 pound suspension. It's just a lower grade suspension. Don't know why you'd want that. I mean, unless it's like lower profile or lower slung for some type of application I'm not aware of. But it's all good. And I'm assuming a lot of these are going to be call for price. Or no, I don't know how they call for price. This is, wow, this is a, this doesn't have price, but this is a really good looking truck. Like, I really like this setup here. I mean, it's long enough to add a drop axle if you need it. And that front bumper is already like, I think they're doing that to prefab it for a cattle guard or a herd bumper. Yeah, this is a really good look. So I like my trucks that got, they look like they got more ground clearance like this one does. But we're not looking at what I would be looking at. I'm just looking at, Kenworth in general. See what's out there. Let's see, call for price. Oh, that's okay. So here's our first W990, 225. Well, this isn't brand new, I'm assuming. Well, actually, it is 530 miles, but it looks like it's at someone's like personal house. So it's not brand new. Let's look at this. What are you guys thinking about this? This versus the Mark, what's up? How much for a? I didn't get the rest of that comment. What do you guys think of this versus like the traditional W900? Do you guys like this? You guys dig this? Or you're like, nah, there's nothing that can, nothing compares to the W900. Wow, that is a interesting interior. Like luxury, that's like luxury sports car territory right there. That is very like Jaguar Range Rover-ish looking. And then we got the digital dash, just like I was talking about the Peterbilts the other day. But I am shocked. I don't know. I guess this must be like a private buyer who bought this and then decided they didn't want it, or decided to get out of the business or something like that. 225. That's not a bad price, given that it's got 18 speed. It's got 565. And it's got a smaller sleeper. Everything else seems to be pretty standard on it. So that's not horrible. I don't know about this look right here. This looks really boxy. Like, let me know what you guys think about that. Call for price. Here we go. All right, here's another W900, 232. So right around that same range. That sub 250s. I mean, that's sub 20,000 more than that, but here's 252. All right. So basically, that's kind of what I wanted to see and why I want to jump on here to look through these to see kind of if they compare to the Peterbilt. And honestly, I'd say on average, these are cheaper than the 389s. 289. Okay, 389. That's right. Sorry, it's been a long night. Kind of tired. So basically, we're looking at similar prices to the Peterbilt, but I was seeing a couple more very, very high priced 389s. Where here, I'm not seeing too many like crazy priced W900s like I did the 389s. I'm seeing like the most unless I'm mistaken, it was like 255, 260. There was a couple of Peterbilts that were well closer to 300,000, just under sub 300,000. So I don't see the Kenworth being that much. I mean, you look at a truck like this, it's very well equipped. 18 speed, 565 Cummins, 233. I remember we saw a couple Peterbilts that were what was it, 226 or two? Man, I don't remember. I'd have to look at that video again and see. But yeah, so it looks like the W900s are a little bit cheaper, or Kenworths in general, than the Peterbilts. But not so cheap that you're like gonna change your whole outlook and buy one of these. Unfortunately, it's not that cheap, but it's definitely cheaper, which is nice. I didn't expect that, but it's nice to see. At least for me personally, as I'm definitely more of a W900 fan than a 389 fan or even 379. I like the W900s a lot better. Yeah, so 230, 225. And this is really, really cheap. Mark, how much for a 22 Freightliner Cascadia? I'm not sure. Sorry, on this video, we're just looking at Kenworths for this one. But maybe another day I'll do a live looking for Cascadias, or where I looked at Internationals the other day. We looked at Peterbilts, mainly long hood, traditional, super trucker style. And now we're looking at Kenworths to see what they cost. So we might do, some of those trucks another day. Just not today, unfortunately. Yeah, these are all pretty good equipped trucks for 233, 229, 225. $249. All right, well, that pretty much wraps it up. That's kind of our general overlook on 219. This might be the cheapest one we've seen so far. But yeah, that's our general outlook on what the price of new trucks. We were looking at Kenworth, pretty much just Kenworth W900s today. We did Peterbilt 389s the other day, and kind of trying to compare and contrast. So in conclusion, I would say that if you're not biased towards one or the other, looks like the Kenworth's a little bit better deal for sure. I mean, we're looking at 220 to 235. A lot of them are sub 250s, where the Peterbilts, I've seen a lot of them significantly over that. But if you are particular to a 389, it's the W900 is not so much less that it would persuade you to get off that bandwagon and get onto the W900 bandwagon. So if you don't have any preference, the W900 is not a bad option, especially if they're going away. So then there's a little bit of an inherent value to them. That's what I heard. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed. I haven't confirmed that, but I heard that they're just going to W990. So if you're looking at buying one of these, as far as the truck world goes, I mean, you're hedging your bets a little bit, because if they are truly going away, this truck is going to instantly be, more of a collectible item in the future. But that's all I got for you guys. As always, have a good one, and I will see you on the next one.